What's up, Emo Geeks? Welcome back to another episode of Feedback Friday, this week with a special guest. How's it going?
I am doing all right. How you doing?
Good. We've been a big fan of Parcel, so I was interested in a little bit about this tool and your background, Avi.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm a email geek kind of first and foremost. That's kind of where I've been for the past 5 years. I've done some software engineering, marketing, product management, and I just kind of everything that I do, I love to tie back into email. So that's kind of who I am at this point.
We'll return after these messages.
This episode is sponsored by NetCore, not your old school transactional email platform. This is email reimagined. Welcome to Email Reinvented, with the only email delivery platform that leverages AI to power deliverability and increased customer engagement. Schedule a demo with the link below.
We have some Poolside FM emails today, a very nice chill vacation vibe for the summer. So I'm excited to walk through these and get your opinions on them.
For sure. Yeah, these are gorgeous.
We're actually in Parcel right now. It's a pretty interesting, cool text editor for HTML email development. I'm really digging, the scalable windows here, the different viewports. So I think we can go to the desktop view and we can actually just walk through this one.
Let's do it.
Sweet. So what stood out to you on some of these?
The thing that first struck me was just the colors. They fit so well with what I expect from the brand. They feel calming, like that blue and the other colors we'll see. They're just, I don't know, they just feel like vacation to me. So that was the biggest thing for me, was just that it kind of covers the entire screen. They don't have any width of 600. They just fill up the entire email. They still have a really good text width, which is really important since we're using that monospace typeface, but just a gorgeous, gorgeous feeling when I open the email. That was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, I'm liking how the colors are working together with this nice big sort of eye-catching GIF, a very sort of one-column email using some live text here, probably with that custom font for the intro. But yeah, I just like the sort of a reverse pyramid right down into this copy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't really see a lot of mono type like this.
A monospace font is a font whose letters and characters each occupy the same amount of horizontal space.
Kind of fits their brand, kind of more like a Cody developer sort of vibe, so I'm a fan.
Yeah, me too. And it hits the 80s feel too. The graphic at the top and the 80s typeface too, just like a text terminal kind of computer.
Yeah, and then this right into that reserve your CTA. I'm also a fan of just how these colors are sort of working together. And then scrolling down to the second section, I think just a fun little GIF talking about maybe honorary position at Vacation Inc. So
amazing. It's fun. They've put a little bit of a game inside the email to engage you, and they've got the GIF moving so it catches your eye.
Going down into this bottom section with the social, I think this is something that we call out a lot, sort of having a preview of these Instagram posts. And I think it works pretty well here, just giving you a little teaser about content that they're sharing on Instagram, and then with some simple icons on the bottom. And then I was really interested actually on some of these accessibility tools that you've built into Parcel here. So we have blurred vision.
Yeah, so the goal was to really cover a wide range of accessibility issues, and really the first one that I wanted to tackle was visual impairments. My dad and my brother are both colorblind. I have really bad vision, and my apartment has windows that get glare all the time. So there's both the situational disability as well as just one that you just have. And so it's really important to keep that sort of thing in mind. And so that's kind of what I wanted to cover here. My vision tends to be almost black and white, especially when I have glare on my laptop. And so that one was really important to me, even though it is probably the least common visual accessibility issue. And the blurred screens kind of personally as well, without my glasses, it tends to be like that as well. So I just wanted to make it really easy to see what that was like. And, we can kind of see what that looks like here with the blurred vision. That monospace font and at the 14-point font does really kind of make it difficult to see. So definitely without my glasses, I wouldn't be reading this email.
Yeah, I know there's some tools out there that sort of simulate this for you for the web, but it's nice to have something like this, built in with that accessibility in mind. This is an ad for a mixtape. I like this sort of throwback window here. And again, with that monotype, some interesting background colors. and just being really consistent. I guess these GIFs specifically stand out to me.
The thing that stood out for me on this email was their brand voice. It fits so well with their website and with the design of it. It's just a very fun, free flow, kind of human voice. And so it's easy to connect with it. And it's easy to see that, if you're listening to, to the mixtape, you probably will relate to the way they're talking to you. They really tailored their brand voice to their audience really well.
Yeah, I think some of these headlines maybe could be a little larger to sort of break up these sections. I think the bold is an indicator of that. Maybe on mobile here, it's a little clearer. But overall, I think maybe they could make that just a tad bit bigger here to sort of break up these sections. But I'm a fan of, I guess, how this one goes through, and it's a rare strike through, which I always kind of like. Kind of just a weird thing to include in an email. Yeah, the all caps. It's just they're bringing that fun tone voice in, like you said, and I think this one's a pretty fun little newsletter. I guess I might have a problem with all this stuff being center text, especially on some of these longer sections. It might get a little bit hard to read. So maybe I'd be interested in seeing this left aligned just on the accessibility side.
Actually, can we try toggling the images off to see what their alt text looks like?
Not the best.
No,
Or at all.
Yeah. I think that was something that jumped out at me when I was looking at these emails earlier was a lot of their headings are really well designed with the typography, and they've, used images to keep that, which is a totally valid thing to do. But when you have images off where you're using a screen reader and there's nothing there, that makes it really hard to use for some folks. And I think it's just a really important and pretty straightforward step, especially when the entire image is just a piece of text.
Having this text be alt text, you could even do like a fun styled alt text. You could probably create something a little bit similar to this in the email, just so that if those images are turned off or are loading a little slowly, you could get something with this before everything loads in.
I think mixing both a image CTA with a actually just completely coded, live text CTA at the bottom there. And so if you use the second item over, the little crosshairs, and go ahead and click on that, so it makes it really easy to see that. And the beauty of live text is it makes it really easy to change. And so, it's really easy to jump in and pull that over. And there are a few other tools up there on the right that make it easy to just go ahead and make the changes to your email right there.
Even this hover is really impressive and useful.
Another nice thing that we could do with this email is this one is almost definitely going to get clipped in Gmail with the current size of it. But there's a lot of white space in this email, kind of just a lot of that formatting. So if you click on the 0 transformers at the bottom left, head over to formatting, go ahead and minify it, and we can see in the bottom left there now that it dropped 38% from 122 kilobytes to 76. So actually this email is almost definitely not going to get clipped now. And so just turning that on, we can save ourselves from potentially not letting our subscribers see our full message. So if you want to see the minified version, you can click on source next to preview. All the spacing, any unnecessary new lines, any HTML comments that aren't MSO comments all get stripped out. And so you're good to grab this code and send it off. This email is now safe and it's going to fall under that Gmail limit.
Another 80s themed image here.
Is this
the Woz, right? Is this Wozniak?
Yeah, yep, looks like it.
Nice. Yeah, they're just going again with these really large headlines with that type. And I like how big this App Store button is. Usually you see it sort of tucked away at the bottom, but I like that being like the main CTA. For some reason, it's more fun or on brand for me than just like a download now CTA for some reason.
It feels integrated with the Apple system at that point, using their CTA as your CTA.
Again, just a fun little GIF driving into that App Store CTA.
Just a small thing that I like that they did here is near the bottom, when they say follow us on Insta, they've got the link bolded, a color change, bolded and underlined. So it's really clear that that's a link. Sometimes we as an industry will sometimes hide links, the unsubscribe link or something like that. And that can sometimes bleed over into the link totality. And so having that secondary CTA of following them on Instagram, but still making it clear that you can click there, I think is really, really nice.
When I try to create links, I always, think about if someone clicks this, will they be surprised, when I land on a page? And I feel like I don't like being surprised. So, I mean, this is very clear that this is a link, that's going to their Instagram. This is their handle. So I think it is, even though it's a small thing, I think it does help when, you're eliminating that maybe confusion when you click on something exactly where you're going to land. Tell me why I'm clicking this link and where I'm going to go. So, and then you've also launched email resources, which is a very comprehensive list of email resources. So what made you want to put all this together?
Yeah, so email resources, the name kind of explains what it is, right? It's a list of resources focused on email. Really what it was is that I had a big spreadsheet myself of email resources that I've collected. It was probably 100 plus resources. And I'd have people asking me for recommendations or suggestions all the time. And I figured, why not just share the list directly? I figured it would be a really great place for other people to find the tools that will do the job that they have, and also learn about categories of tools that they might not have known existed. If you don't know that there are minifiers, discovering is a big thing. Yes,
this is my favorite one right here, I think.
Agreed. It's marked as a favorite. definitely top 3.
I know we're always looking to send someone a link with all the resources that we've collected or looked at over the years. So this is definitely a lot of work, and thanks for putting this together, because it's definitely a comprehensive guide, especially someone starting out with email development or design or copywriting or marketing. I even just going through this, I'm still finding out cool new things to try out and learn from. So thanks for putting this together.
My absolute pleasure.
Where can we find you online?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at the Avi Goldman. You can also check out the Parcel account, which is Use Parcel. And I'm in the Email Geek Slack as A Goldman. So definitely, if you got any questions, you want to just chat, hit me up on any of those platforms.
Thanks for joining us this week. Definitely a big fan of these emails and a big fan of this tool. Thanks.
Thanks, Matt.